was a few days ago on my program, the highest rated program, the Jim Cornette Experience, when you said something and I didn't fully grasp what you said. And so I did some research. I checked it out. And now, not only do I know, but can't get out of my head, Hocus Pocus by Focus.
I don't remember saying anything about that song at all.
What? You're the one you're the only human being I've talked to in the last 3 days. Why did I go to YouTube and look up Hocus Pocus by Focus on the Midnight Special so I could see the clip that you were talking about when we were discussing Don Kirshner's rock concert or the Midnight Special or however it came up?
I didn't mention I did not mention Hocus Pocus by Focus once.
What?
Not only did I not mention it on the show, I don't think I've ever mentioned it ever. Like in the history of me.
No, you can't do this. Who else have I spoken to that would have mentioned that song?
We talked about Mark Bolan. We talked about T-Rex. I mentioned the Old Gray Whistle Test. We talked about Rock Concert
No,
versus
then it
the
wasn't
Midnight
that
Special.
clip. No, because that clip was last week. That was last week on a Something Made You on the Experience talk about this goddamn song. And I had heard the song, the name Hocus Pocus by Focus. I'd seen that written down, but I didn't know what song sounded like. And I'd heard that song 100,000 times, but I never knew what it was called. And once I watched this video where you told me.
I did not. I absolutely did not.
Who else have I spoken to that would alerted me to an old clip from the Midnight Special of this band that I've never even thought of in a fucking 100,000 years playing this? And then they had a 7-minute song they had to play in 4 minutes, and they did it double time. And the guy almost went out of his fucking mind. And they gave him a standing ovation on the Midnight Special.
I told you I like punk rock, and somehow that led you down this road. I don't understand.
You somehow mentioned this song.
No.
I double dog dare somebody. Jay Sharknado, Kippelman, what's he doing these days? Has he got a life? Somebody listen to the
he has a life.
show.
What are you saying over there?
Well, whose has he got then? Somebody listened to the last show, and I'm telling you, you are the one who told me about this song. And you deny that.
Not only do I deny it, I know the name of the song and the name of the band. I can't hear the song in my own head as we're talking about. I don't know what the song sounds like. I'm sure I heard it.
I haven't talked to anybody else.
Norman Dooley.
No. He wouldn't have mentioned Hocus Pocus by Focus, and I spoke to him briefly, but the subject didn't come up. And actually, that was before we did the last recording that we did.
Was it listener feedback to the talk about the Midnight Special?
I wouldn't care about listener feedback. It was you telling me that this song was so fucking great in some fashion.
If someone could find any evidence in any episode ever of any podcast I've ever been on.
Just a few days ago. Now you've got me questioning myself. I haven't talked to anybody else.
What else?
I haven't had time.
What else have you heard me say on these shows?
Well, I'll tell you this. See, I thought we were going to have a good discussion there. And you just...
I just wish I knew about it.
What day is this? All right, let me think. I didn't talk to anybody yesterday. I didn't talk to anybody the day before yesterday. I was too busy.
Do you talk music with the
Monroe
Monroes?
brothers were here over the weekend, but I didn't talk music with them. I think somebody's going to find evidence that you retired that day and you just don't remember what you've been talking about. Well, everybody should look up Hocus Pocus by Focus on the Midnight Special on YouTube. It's the goddamnedest thing you've ever seen in your life.
You ever seen Redbone on Midnight Special when they do...
Come and get your love, motherfucker.
But it has the whole war dance at the beginning of it?
Yes, because the Redbone was the only band comprised entirely of Native Americans to have a top 40 hit.
That's right.
Well, I was about to either agree or disagree. What the fuck?
I agree.
Already you're acting like you're looking at me across the interwaves here like I've got smoking turds hanging out of my mouth because I've accused you. How else? Who else would have talked to me about this song but you?
That's the other big mystery. Where did you hear this and who were you talking to?
We had a discussion.
I have never, ever, ever mentioned that band or that song in a discussion. I don't even know what the song is. I know the name of the song, but I don't know the song in my head. I can't hear it. You know what song's been stuck in my head because I caught a Ed Sullivan replay like 2 weeks ago? Grazing in the Grass by the Friends of Distinction.
Yes, they were very friendly friends. But then, you know who did an amazing version of that in the, I would say, mid-70s probably. Grazing in the Grass by the Friends of Distinction was what, late 60s?
Yeah, like 68, 69.
68. Somewhere around the mid-70s, Herb Alpert and Hugh Masekela did an incredible horn-centric version of Grazing in the Grass and the Gas, baby, can you dig it? I can dig it, she can dig it, we can dig it, they can dig it. See, that doesn't say anything like Hocus Pocus by Focus.
It is the greatest scat song that ever made the charts. One of the women in the band, one of the singers was Jessica Cleave. She was later with George Clinton. I don't know if it was in Parliament or Funkadelic or P-Funk all combined, but she went from Grazing in the Grass to a lot of grass, I'm assuming, with George Clinton.
So you see, it could have been Parliament, could have been Funkadelic, could have been P-Funk, it was somewhere around the mothership.
That's right.
There you go. Something else I saw on YouTube, since you won't own up to the...
If someone finds me saying, the first person to get in touch and say they have it with an actual example, you win a prize of some sort. I'm not going to be giving away any prizes.
Who are you, Brian Lasthausen? Now you'll get a prize of some sort.
I don't know what it'll be. It could be a book. It could be
just any old thing you want to throw out.
I got an extra Eisenhower book recently. I can give that
an extra one.
An extra one.
That'd be one more than I have. Besides the interstate highway, what did he do as a president that we should be remembering?
He gave maybe the most, I wouldn't say consequential, but maybe the greatest leaving office speech that in history now you look back and you're like, wow, he really saw where things were going, where he warned everyone about the military-industrial complex.